What's going on, YouTube? I'm here. I felt like recording a video because it's been a few weeks. And for whatever reason, there are people that tune in and watch, whether it's to check in on me because you care about me or maybe you find my struggle entertaining. But for whatever reason, I'm really grateful to have you because I'm learning as I'm talking to my mentor, because I have a mentor, and he's teaching me a lot about how to stay solid. And able to move and function in this world. He's somebody that he left high school and started college at 17, and he graduated at 20 years old for a master's, top of his class. Out of everybody at this London university, at 20 years old, he was the top of his class in psychology and criminology. And then he left and he worked with autistic kids, and then he left to do YouTube videos. He's been doing YouTube videos for a long time, and I've started just, I've chopped it up with him a few times back and forth on his live streams for the past 3 or 4 years, and now we're kind of talking a lot more. And I'm not going to drop all the sauce on you because I don't think you are working for it. I don't think you deserve that level of information right now. But I will tell you that if you really sit with yourself and you learn to say no to all the things that are trying to magnetize and pull you in this direction, pull you in that direction, pull you in this direction, if you just say no and focus on what's in front of you, every action you take towards that thing in front of you, when you make that decision on how to act, on what you're going to do with your narrative, because you can say, no, all this stuff is like this, and this is happening, this is happening, you are this. You say, no, I'm this, I'm here, and I'm going to do this. I'm Casey Francis O'Brien, I am the light, I am the truth. So, and then every action you take based off that, with focus, will cement that and build your daily habits. Everything in life is a choice. But what I was saying is that, to add on to that, from my own perspective, is that when you go out and sit by yourself, away from your family and friends and everything you think is real and everything you've been settled and accustomed into believing, you go out by yourself and you really sit there and you learn how to be in your body, learn how to move and put your presence all the way. Breathe down as deep as possible. You learn to just sit here. You'll start to take in new information, and you'll start to remember the person that you've always been. And I think, at least with me, whenever that happens, I always feel a mission. I know that I came here for something greater, something legendary. My father's name is Gary Francis the Legend O'Brien. There's a big trophy at Mount Snow where he spent his whole life skiing. I am Casey Francis O'Brien. Most people don't really call me anything. But what I've realized is that on my dashboard and on my father's dashboard in his RV, when we were both living, he was living in the RV, I was living in my car, we both found at separate times, just on the ground somewhere, a little polar bear stuffed animal. And we both decided, without knowing, I'm all the way across the country, he's all the way across the country, without knowing, we both put it on our dashboards and just kept it there because we love polar bears. A polar bear, the spiritual meaning of it, is something that's completely independent, can't be in an environment with other things. It has to be isolated and by itself. It needs a territory. To feel comfortable, it needs a territory of 100 miles. And it explores that 100 miles. 100 miles. That's here, almost 2 hours away, driving 60 miles an hour. And it has no natural predators except things in the ocean. The only thing that could kill it is a whale or thousands and thousands of dollars and a big gun. I told God I wanted to quit smoking, and then I found this on the ground. Nicotine patches. So, spiritually, because after I did acid and you guys saw that video, after I had that moment where I saw this big spirit in the woods, I looked it up, because if you look back at they gave me my 300 moment video, and I told you about this huge rite of passage, this big hero's journey overcoming that I went through, that they set up for me, or that was set up for me, and then there was another time where I just keep seeing, my whole life I'm seeing these spirits in the woods that have deer skulls, and they range in sizes, they range in ferocity, viciousness, but they always have a deer skull. And if you look it up, in America they're called Wendigos, and in Celtic culture, Ireland culture, go way back 3,000 years to before the Romans took over, when native Europeans did their pagan rituals. It was Cernunnos, the god of the wild, and that's what I keep seeing. He is the god of the animals. My father has never been a people person. He's been funny. He loves people. People don't love him. And it's the same way with me. I'm kind of the reverse. I hate people, but people love me naturally. I've also been told that my father and I have this natural magnet in us that attracts women, and for me, I guess, pedophiles. It is what it is. I just learned to focus and keep going and don't do none of that shit and just keep doing what I'm doing. I don't give them any attention. I just keep going. Fuck them. They can stay bitter and angry. So I looked it up, and because polar bears originated in Ireland. Elk and polar bears originated in Ireland. The Irish elk is the biggest elk and the biggest bear. The biggest things, the biggest people, the biggest bears, all the biggest stuff came from Ireland, Northern Ireland. And then they migrated across whatever. So the only other people that have stories about polar bears are the Inuits. And the Inuits talk about when the polar bears migrated through wherever they came from, however they got to North America, North America, however they got there, when they got there, they said that their purpose on this earth, the spirit of the polar bears that they would talk to when they're having their little thing in the tent, and then they connect via Wi-Fi to the other spirits in the area, the polar bear's purpose was to accompany and take souls that are in one stage of their life to the next stage of their life. Polar bears bring them from the bottom to the top, to the afterlife, and from the afterlife back. So when these Inuits would die, they said that they would swim with the polar bears to wherever they go afterwards. Now, if you look up in astrology, my zodiac sign was hidden when it came from Celtic areas over to America, to North America, They took out two signs. I'm by book I'm Sagittarius, but I'm actually Ophiuchus, which is the man wrestling the snake. The man, he's just blessed with the truth. He always knows the truth. He sees the truth in everything. And it's his job to maneuver through this whole thing knowing the truth. He's wrestling with the snake. He knows the truth. The serpent. So it's like all this bullshit is happening, and I see what's really going on and it's my job to affect my surroundings based off that. And their job is to take everything from the ground and bring it to the heavens. That's what they hid from Western astrology and mythology, is the heavens. They tried to take that away from us. Is belief that there's something all the way up there. The highest frequencies, the highest truth. So the Ophiuchus' job, like a polar bear, is to take everything down here and bring it up. The other sign that was taken out of astrology was Orion. And Orion's the sign, if you're born under the sign of Orion, your job, your role in this whole thing, this TV show that keeps going, your role in this narrative, this story, how you maneuver through this chaos of narratives, is their job is to bring everything from the heavens down. So my name is Casey O'Brien. I'm an Ophiuchus and my last name is O'Brien. That word, like the phrase, the frequency of the word when you say O'Brien, I bring things down and I bring things up. I'm a polar bear. My father is Gary Francis O'Brien. Francis just means free. Casey means always aware. Like an Ophiuchus. It means watchful, it means brave. It means I'm willing to go do the things other people aren't ready or capable of doing. At the same time, I'm always aware of what's going on. I always see what's happening around me. I always know what's happening around me. I can feel the birds make decisions to come over here. I can feel when they're upset. I can feel when they're hungry. I can feel when they're the homeless people walk by. I can see what's piloting them. And I've always known that. I can see why people make decisions. I have a specific memory of, and this is 11/11. I remember driving past my therapist's office when I was 12 with my mother, and I remember just thinking, because I guess I'm more Sagittarius, like Ophiuchus takes from everything around him, but they're mostly Scorpio and Sagittarius, teachers and doers, free-thinking teachers at the same time. But they take whatever's around them like a tree and bring it up. And what they do, Francis means free, Casey means all that. Gary means a spear, jab. All my dad does is make jokes. So he's like, yeah! But witty jokes. So he's bringing it down. He's a Leo. So he's like, I love you. I love you. But he's been so traumatized that now it's turned to hate. So he's like, this is why you suck. This is why you don't do what you do. And that's all he knows how to do is jab. I've had a lot of dreams where my dad is just trying to come in and fuck everything up. And I have to beat the fuck out of him. I had another dream about another Gary that tried to fuck me up in the past. It's crazy that the girl I thought was my soulmate, Chloe, after me, she dated a guy named Gary. And before Chloe, I dated a girl named Garrett, who we both had better relationships than we do with each other. But we loved each other more because we're realer and we're closer. Even if we get along better with those other people, we're more than brother and sister. We're more than lovers. We're cut from the same cloth. We just understood each other in a way other people didn't. She's a Gemini, whatever. But my dad brings the stuff down and hits people. But my dad also stayed homeless pretty much his whole life. Never really had, where I travel, more like Sagittarius. He's a Leo, so he stays in the same spot. He stayed on the same mountain, king of the mountain, Gary the Legend O'Brien. Stayed at the very top point of the mountain in a ship captain's house he was bumming off of because they either felt bad for him or they thought he was funny and liked the vibe that he brought. You heard? So, but my dad would come into my life for brief moments and take me somewhere else. My dad would come into your life for brief moments and take you somewhere else. I travel around the country. I meet somebody for one day, for maybe 1 hour, and I bring them somewhere else. And then a new life path opens up, and I see that the universe has already put somebody waiting for them. I'm just the guy that gets it done. My favorite dream I've had in life was last year sometime, probably on a Saturday night before a Sunday. No, it was a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday night, and I was sleeping outside the laundromat that I was staying at during the winter. It was freezing that night. I put the sleeping bag over my neck, over my face, so I passed out. And I had a dream that there was this giant river, and I'm on the one side, and all my Irish tribe that I've met throughout the 23 years of my life I've been alive, all of my tribe was waiting in this house, afraid to come outside to this big river, and there was a bunch of zombies and robots and demons on the other side, all black, gray, gross, rotting corpses of the dead and the damned, waiting to kill me and us. And I was standing right in the middle, behind this fence, ready to just get them. I was on the front lines, and I wasn't sad, I wasn't excited or angry. I was just ready, I was disciplined and determined. I knew what was going on, I knew what to get done. I look over, and a Jamaican man named Jack that I traveled with for a little while and went on some cool adventures with, he was right next to me, and he was blue. He was a blue alien. And I was like, what? And he's like, you made me Irish. Hanging out with you made me Irish, so I'm allowed to be here with you for this. And he was just happy. He didn't hug or anything because I was at war, so I was no time for hugs, you know. One of my people I said was my brother, Sam Kehoe, 6 foot tall Aries, told me at a young age he was going to be a sharpshooter and kill people. Then he became special ops in the military. Who knows what he's done and what he's done. Doesn't talk to me. Who knows what's going on with him. But he was there. The last time I saw him, I showed up at my friend's house and everybody said, "The king is back. The king returned." And we went on an adventure. I brought everybody to a different place. I drove my friends to a different bar. We hung out at the bar. I brought my friends to a different place. Then we met at the center of town. And then I left. But I saw him there, and he was the person that I thought would be, if not me, would be the king and the protector of the people. I kind of delegated him that way in my mind. And he was like an Aries, he was at the very front of this fence, right at the front lines. I was behind the fence, making sure the people are okay, making sure everybody's here, waiting for them to charge so I could get there. In the center, he was at the front lines, at the very front, with a couple people. And just because that's my thing, is I can feel what's going on around me. I could tell that he was scared and didn't know what to do. Even though he's special forces, even though he has all this, he didn't have it. He didn't have it in him. He didn't know how to get where we needed to go, no matter what. No matter what happens, we're going to go and get it done. And I had that. So what I did is I literally, with one arm, I picked everybody up on my back. And I went to charge the front lines, and then an alien or an angel or something came down the riverside right in front of me and said, "That's not why you're here. Somebody else's job is to handle those things. That's not us." And then they pointed me to the side, and I saw every op that I've ever had, and they're all English. Right where I pointed, the car went, "Rrr." All these English people that had fucked me up in my life, ruined my life, and I had to come back from it. You know what I mean? That just used narrative little pussy games to play the game to make me suffer. And they got pride from it. Because they don't have a heart. They were all waiting with big smiles on their face, blocking me from heaven, where I needed to go. And I just fucking picked everybody up and charged through them. And I busted their lines. I grew into a giant, and I just kept going. And then I morphed into a dragon, and then I morphed into a white. Either I morphed into it, or I was able to watch what happened. But then a giant black dragon with a white girl with blonde hair riding the dragon flew past us, or I was it. And it went into this palace. And the palace was it had a glass floor, and it was a bunch of runes that were spinning like gears, but floating, spinning around, flipping over, shining lights, a bunch of runes I couldn't understand. But I knew it was time. I knew that it was the making of time. I knew it was the functioning of the machine, of this simulation. And there was this giant portal, to me it was just a giant wall with a single rune. and she floated through it like in Super Mario 64 when they jump through the paintings and the paintings wave like it's water. She just flew through it, and then all of the rooms lit up infinitely. And then I woke up extremely happy, like full of so much light that everywhere I walked, everybody moved out of my way and twitched and started looking at me. And I just got up and walked straight into the laundromat that I was making my music in. And I was just greeted by, like I said, people named Jesus, people named Jessica, which is female for Jesus, and a couple other characters. They were all the same characters from my story, all just waiting there for me in that little area that because I didn't want to move because it was freezing, so I couldn't really take people to different destinations like I usually do. Instead, they came to me, and I brought them to better states of mind, and they were all there to greet me. So I just wanted to say that when you sit with nothing but your thoughts, you'll see what comes in and out. And I think if you're humble, if you work hard at what you do in your day-to-day, and you know you're capable of doing more than you're doing, you know there's so much more you can be doing than what you currently are doing. Do the most and act now. That's how you get what you want in life. Do as much as you can, as best as you can. Push yourself so you know your limits, and then push your limits, and then you will be appreciative and feeling deserving of what you have. But if you don't do that, you'll never get there, and it will be a fake, false sense of pride and security. I had to go across the country alone, brain damaged in dangerous environments, and the universe kept me protected. I'm currently going back and forth with somebody that's very smart and has been across the world his whole life, and I'm trying not to be violent about it, even though he's a very violent person. I'm trying to make the most of it and leave. I'm going to leave the most of it. I'm going to make the most of it, and I'm going to leave with all the energy I came with, plus more knowledge as Casey Francis O'Brien, because that's what I've done, and that's what I'm always going to do, and then I'm going to go all the way to heaven. And then I'm going to grow back into this giant masculine giant, because 2 people from the Bronx showed up yesterday and told me, you have to be the giant masculine person you know you can be. They just said that out of nowhere. I just was talking to them. I was in the center of some closed down restaurant, and they were traveling from Bronx. They didn't know where to go, and they said they hate it here. And I told them why these people are acting the way that they do, because they're very rich, and that old money didn't translate into building the right skills and humility and dangerous heart that comes from having nothing and having to go and get it on your own. So that's why they're like this. And then we talked about all these movements to bring drag queens and stripper poles into elementary schools. For what? And tell them that they're not weirdos? Tell them that's normal? Right? We talked about that, and that's happening a lot here. But they told me to be a masculine giant, which is what I've always felt like, but I haven't felt like it lately. So I don't know what the future holds. I'm excited to see what the future holds. I'm still making music every single day. Even if I'm so much is hitting me and I'm doing good, people will come by and just either laugh or spit at the ground next to me or swerve their skateboard as close as possible, or just something goes out of their way to disrespect me. And maybe it's because there has to be that balance, or maybe because it's a test to keep me focused. Maybe they're jealous of something, or maybe they hate that I'm on the ground even though I'm at a public skate park where there's all kids my age, and these people are all old and forgot how to be kids. But for whatever reason, I'm still making music. I'm making some of the best songs I've made in my life, and I'm very proud of what I'm making, and I'm very excited for the future to see it come to fruition. I'm reaching out to organizations to help me because I'm homeless, and I'm hoping to get on some type of Adderall ADHD medication so that I can focus and get this done, so I don't have to struggle and build up this stuff all day, so that I'm able to actually communicate this to you. Instead of feeling like there's a hole in my heart, I'll feel like I'm in control of my body without the trauma. More like I've had to go through it so much that I can already do it, and this now, I'm hoping I'm deserving of the enhancement so that I can do more now that I've learned the fundamentals. That's my excuse or hope. But I'm putting that out in the universe to get me the help I need. I don't want to pussyfoot and be a bitch that's fat and working in some place with a bunch of homeless people, settling. I'm a traveling adventurer. I'm a legend. I'm a funny comedian. I'm a charming, good-looking, handsome guy with a heart made of gold, a diamond that deserves the things that I want out of life. And I shouldn't have to be. Maybe these are rites of passage. So that's coming. Catch me in the woods, chilling with the birds. Stereo girl pull up and I put her in my tent and I put that work in. You was outside my apartment lurking. I was on South Beach shirtless. I don't give a fuck about you or your ugly girlfriend. I got purpose and I move certain. There's still a lot of things I want to do before the world ends. I was stuck out of my body, then I ran until I got my body back and learned how to murder a beat and leave a body bag. Currently manifesting a bad, black, big booty bitch with low body count and body fat. I don't dilly dagger lollygag like where the party at. You're real. Like a heart attack to a hypochondriac. I'm real. Like stolen gas and ancient African artifacts. Mead mug me on the street. I guarantee you'll get pulled right out that Pontiac. I'll leave you poltergeist with one snap from my overbite. My oversight is all you pussy bitches are overpriced. Green Mountain boy, but I'm feeling higher than the Dolomites. They tried to suck my soul out, but the kid wore Moldavite. Little white boy, but he's struggling, he suffered it, he's hung like a horse. The king in the north, fuck that, king of the kings like the sun god Horus. Fly like a bird, but quick to turn Tyrannosaurus. Work with the projects, I'm cool with the foreman. My whole team is ready for war, we drew up our fiery swords and we're coming to gun down all of you dorks. You can never get my glory, I'm a dorn and adornment, you're a dormant and annoying, get the fuck out my flat foyer. I just raw dogged my fifth bitch this morning, like a Mormon I got an assortment of shorties, whose little brothers adore me, go ask the Lord who you think is more important. And that's just half of the song. It's called Horrors. I want to perform other ones for you, but remember me. Wait, remember me. We used to laugh and eat burritos on that California king with no sheets. I can't remember the words right now. I can feel the anticipation building from a mile away. I can't wait to pull up at your place and see the smile on your face. I'm turning down your road. The only thing between us are these windows. I feel the excitement burning as you're rushing down the stairs. Take a second, stop, and check your hair in the mirror, then you're out the door. Oh, Lord. The most beautiful girl in the world. In my head, I wrote this today. You're in my bed, waiting for the day I wake up scared. You'll tell me it's okay, I'll take you anywhere. I know you hate me, we made mistakes, but if we can just escape somewhere away from all the pain, all of the memories we make, we'll fill the holes that we both made. I know they hate, but you're gone and that's okay. I'll fold your blanket up and leave it in my safe place. I know they hate me, they think I'm crazy. They don't understand what it takes to be out here every single day, isolated and afraid. The angels keep me sane when I'm cold and I'm in danger. You're welcome for the energy I gave. I'm only here to help you elevate. I know we went our separate ways, but in the end I'll be okay. I'm out here singing in the rain without my safe place. Casey. I don't give a fuck about you dummies. I heard your raps, I know you made it up. Ain't nobody gonna save you, bruh. But if you're humble and you pray, maybe I could be the one to save you, son. You can't be gang unless you've been through homelessness. What's a mouse to a Doberman, dragon or polar bear? I'm from somewhere your mama wouldn't let you go over there. Don't pretend that you know anything about anything and let me overshare. I really had brain damage. My determination was my only advantage. I couldn't tell you how I'm still here standing. It's almost like somebody planned it. You can tell who wears the pants by my stanzas. One lung, but I still got the stamina. When I'm fucking a bitch, the only time I'm flexing for cameras. I might see your sorry ass at the gas station. I'll walk past, leave you bitches bitter, and buy a Swisher. Follow me out, go figure. I might just open up that glove if you hit my window for a fill-up. I can smell the hate, you pussy. You're addicted to them twisteds and you're bitter. I did everything you didn't. Keep fucking staring at me, dork. I'll crack your Oculus. Karma came for everybody. Ain't nobody stopping us. And when they try, they don't succeed because I'm always on top of this. I don't give a fuck about your excuses. By 2024, I'm speaking Spanish fluent. I already fucked the baddest bitches. I'm only here to build a movement. I just wake up in to-do lists. It's time you woke up and faced the music. R.I.P. to Connor B, Tyler, Sean, Dakota, Jordan, Chloe, Ryan, Zoe, Steven, Ethan, Phoenix, Caleb, Jaden, Matthew, Jesse, Jonah, Alex, Joy, Deanna, Ariana, Chandra, Aaron, Sharon, April, Garrett, Vicky, Gary, Nate, and Zay. I told you I would find a way to ease the pain. I went around the country and I found out you're all lame and couldn't comprehend the things I did inside my brain or the way I do my thing. I hate to say it, but you're fake. I'm two-stepping with 1 foot in the grave. I can smell the hate, you junkie. You're addicted to them twisteds and you're pissy. I did everything you didn't. I ain't gifted. This was overcoming suffering consistent. I was traumatized. They call me schizophrenic because I opened up the vision. Something put me on a mission. Then I got up and I went the fucking distance. Went back to teach the children, but these wimpy runs came at me on their Finsa with a picture of their pistol. You were asking mom for money. I was hopping over fences in the trenches trying to hunt a buck. I won't lie, it's dumb as fuck, but I got up and I got it done. I was out in public with nothing. Hell yeah, I used them government funds. I'm in the woods all day fucking working out. I might just round up all these bums and build a fucking house. There's a reason I picked up the fucking crown. My soul a diamond, they could never ever shut us down, but Lord knows they tried. I'm still outside with a fire in my eyes. I know it's coming in due time. I just wake up fucking grind. Everybody do it out of spite. I just do it cause it's right. I don't give a fuck about you dummies. I heard your raps. I know you made it up. There ain't nothing you could say to us. Ain't nobody gonna save you, bruh. But if you're humble and you pray, maybe I could be the one to save you, son. You can't be gang unless you've been through homelessness. What's a mouse to a Doberman, dragon or polar bear? I'm from somewhere your mama wouldn't let you go over there. I was diving through the dumpster, now I'm dancing on the stage, and I made it my way, tugging on my boots. I'm an Afro-Irish king, and my mother was a Jew. You can't tell me what the fuck to do. Pop, aim, shoot, I can see at every angle. I just sit back and let them put the money on the table. I'm single-handedly saving VT, tree hugging like my name Groot. How could I be homophobic? I only fear the Lord. Wait, how could I be homophobic? I only fear God. It took a while, but I'm sat at the top. I ain't saw one of y'all outside when the mountains was cold, but the streets was hot and bodies were dropping. You couldn't count how many times I've been crossed. It ain't my fault that you're lost. Learn how to make your own sauce. I don't need no friends. I just stack these bands up, play my bands. Watch me do my dance. 10 toes in the sand. Fuck these hoes in the back of the van. After party at the ranch. Might put it on OnlyFans. Just to show them I can do what they can't. Three-legged white boy, but I can't stand these stands. I got 2 bad things trying to tuck in my drawers. I woke the kids up and now they're ready for war. Showed them the light and now they all want more. When I talk to God, I feel like I'm on the Forbes. He showed me what's in store. I see you watching my form, boy. Go finish your chores. The ops and the cops incompetent. Can't take their eyes off us when we order the lobster. Irish and proud, but I soul like Rasta. I could bring a shotgun to your potluck. You're all talk. I don't do the yada yada. You're robotic and demonic. I might pop your noggin, get slapped in my toboggan while I thought the third Carter. I turn the meek into some martyrs. I take what's mine, I don't barter. That's for start. You mad as fuck I fucked your bitch? Whoop-de-doo. Walk a mile or 2 in my shoes. I built a crew up in the zoo, I'm the gorilla glue. I could cancel you like Christmas just like Mr. Scrooge. Thank you, good night.